Hello everyone, this is Joseph from Talon Productions, and today we'll be looking at the Transformers Masterpiece movie MPM-11 Ratchet. Ratchet is a new mold for the line, and he officially completes the 2007 lineup of Autobot characters, which is the first for any of the Masterpiece lines. Alright, starting off with the packaging, it's pretty much the standard for the Masterpiece movie series. You got Takara Tomy in the corner, Transformers on the side, Masterpiece movie series, images of Ratchet in his robot mode and vehicle mode, the 2007 Transformers movie logo, MPM-11 Autobot Ratchet, Autobot. It says Autobot Ratchet because the name Ratchet is something they can't trademark. 8 years and older, Hasbro. Got an image of Ratchet's vehicle mode on the side, same thing MPM-11 Transformers. On the back here you got it showing off a movable mouth, buzzsaw attachment, arm missile attachment, articulated hands, laser cannon attachment, and showing the storage for everything in the vehicle mode, and also, more shots. It's got showing that it's an authentic Transformers product, GM for the fact that, this is a licensed vehicle mode. Got image of Ratchet on the side here, along with Autobot Ratchet. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here is Ratchet. Since he comes packaged this way, I'll be showing off the vehicle mode first. Overall, I actually really like this mode. Some complaints have been leveled at the fact that he's got the killable showing, underneath here. And, don't flip him over. Back here. Overall, not too bad. Sure, it might be a bit of an eyesore, but I personally don't have a huge problem with it. Ratchet is probably the hardest of the 2007 Autobot designs to really nail as a figure, and like with MPM-10 Starscream, if the vehicle mode had to suffer slightly for how fantastic the robot mode is, then I'm okay with it. Aside from the kibble, I think this mode's pretty great. It's got a lot of paint, it shows off a lot of the detail. The color, the main color, the sort of like neon yellow, I'm really not sure how to describe this color. I do wish it had a bit more of a metallic shade to it, but there's just a lot of really cool stuff. Now you got the little Autobot logo here. You got stuff pulling out like the door handles, whatever the hell these are. These are supposed to be like tools and stuff. Search and rescue. It's got fire department right above that. Back here, search and rescue, fire department, Autobot logo in there. These move for transformation, and they kind of move on their own a lot, so they might not be exactly level with the middle one that stays in place, so that can be a bit annoying. Also, watch out for the lights up here. They connect with these clear plastic pegs, and I actually it's two that clip in to these things right here, and I actually had one of the clear plastic pegs break off, so I had to glue this back, and thankfully it stays in place, so it's not a huge problem. It is a tad unfortunate, but it's not something that obviously is going to ruin the figure. I just wish they would have had stronger material there. Alright, these are the accessories that the figure comes with, which is the laser cannon, buzzsaw, and 2 things of missiles. These obviously come into play more so for the robot mode, but you can store them in the vehicle mode. The easiest one being that the laser cannon has, see, hole there on the bottom. This plugs up here onto the 5th wheel there. The buzzsaw attaches down here. This bit here will slide in there. Kind of hanging out back there in the back. Obviously this isn't really something that looks great, but just for, if you turn this into the vehicle mode and then you just wanted to, set it down with all the accessories, it works fine. Last but not least, you got, like I said, these missiles. They got a little tab here, which will tab into areas there. And just with how small these things are, it can be a little awkward to try to plug them in correctly. But yeah, you see they plug in there. That's definitely the best out of the 3 accessories in terms of the vehicle mode storage. Once again, this for me is just more of a to keep everything together. I don't think this looks too bad. The buzzsaw is annoying, but yeah, that's what you can do with it. Alright, now time for some size comparisons. For this first bit, I'm going to be doing some of the older Movie Ratchet figures, going from oldest to newest. So starting off here, we'll go with the original Voyager mold. I say original, but this is actually the Revenge of the Fallen Desert Tracker version. And it also has some custom painted details by me, as well as having the repro labels sticker set attached. See, this one, they're about the same in terms of both the length of the vehicle modes and the width. They're actually a lot closer than you might think. Pretty cool. Next up is the Revenge of the Fallen Nest Deluxe Ratchet, which I remember correctly, this one's supposed to look kind of more like a military Humvee than sort of the Hummer that, you know, Movie Ratchet is. I do not have the Dark of the Moon Deluxe, so I won't be showing that one off. Last, here is the Studio Series. And now we'll compare him with other MPM figures. First up we have the MPM Bumblebee. MPM Jazz. MPM Ironhide. And of course MPM Optimus Prime. I think Ratchet looks pretty great with all of them. Now we'll get to the transformation. It's one that's not too hard, but it's got just enough complexity to be pretty fun and pretty cool in my opinion. Starting off, go to the bottom, flip these out, and then up. Take these, unplug, then on each side, take this entire side, fold up, and in. Pull back up, so you got all that coming out, and then you can go ahead and bring the legs out. One thing to look for on the knee joints is there are these gray tabs. You want to push them forward, you'll hear a click. Bring the feet up. You see you got the toe here, and you probably want to go ahead and split them at this point. Flip these out. On each side of the leg, what you want to do is fold that down. This part isn't too fun to bend because a lot of the time it feels like it might break, but it won't. Do that, and then bring the panel up, and it will actually, this will kind of go over it slightly. So do that on both sides. Turn the legs at the knee, and then turn it at the waist. You get that same spin that he has in the movie. What you want to do is take the sides here, bring them out, try to make sure these panels here are out of the way, and bring the arms out. Bring this down a bit and sort of lift the windshield out of the way. Be careful because apparently there was supposed to be a screw in here that wasn't added, and this can fall out. If you can, maybe add some glue or something like that, or I've heard some people that have found screws that fit. Just keep that in mind for this piece so it doesn't fall. Untab the wheels and bring them to the side here. Make sure these, along with these front side bits here, are clear because you're gonna rotate this whole thing. Alright, that's done because quite frankly that was a bitch to do on camera and I'm tired of trying to do it. So what you want to make sure you do is have these, you know, the front side bits here kind of angled like that. You can adjust them a bit more, as long as they're around there, you'll be good. And go ahead and rotate the head, and you make sure you get this sort of a collar bit rotated. There you go, there's the face. Alright, you want to go ahead and fold tires over and bring them down. And then the arms, shoulders, bring them down. Kind of unfurl the hands a little bit. What you want to do is fold the door back and sort of angle it up, and then bring this bit forward a little bit. You can plug, there's a tab and a hole there. You can plug this in, but that will restrict the shoulder articulation, so maybe not the best idea, but it is there if you want to do it. There's a tab right here that's going to slot in here. Alright, for these bits here, they actually tab in right in here. There's a little groove in there that the ends will fit in, and just kind of go in like that. Alright, for the back here, if it's not already, just fold the windshield down and then bring this back. What you want to do is right here, see, there's a bit that folds out. You want to bring it up and go ahead and bring the back in, fold it all out, bring it back, and this clips into here. There you go. And then what you do is there's a tab here that plugs into the gray sort of spine piece. So plug that in, and then that can sometimes undo this clipping. It's a bit of a pain. You can get it all to work, it's just a little weird. You got two tabs here that will plug in the spaces here. Then the last tab, you got one here that will plug in down here whenever you bring this down. There you go. Alright, you got these parts here. So what you'll want to do is kind of stand these up like that so that you can unplug this bit, bring it forward, and bring it back. What you want to do is turn this way. You want it angled like that. Then back here, the instructions say that you can just kind of leave this like that. I think that looks weird, so I don't do that. I usually just fold them down, and then you're supposed to turn the light that way. Alright, once you have both sides done, make sure that you have the lights moved up to that sort of V shape. It can be a little bit of a pain. They kind of move on their own. It's a little annoying. And then last but not least, you could have done this earlier, but bring this section down, fold the sides in, and they will plug into little notches in here. And then that's pretty much it. I do wish that went a bit lower. I thought it was able to by going by the instructions, but it doesn't look like they actually can. So here we have Ratchet in his robot mode, and this is hands down the best movie Ratchet that we've ever gotten. He is so accurate. He's got a few issues here and there, but nothing that's really bad. I would say his kibble is very well done. You know, he does have a bit of a backpack. I feel like it looks, you know, the worst directly from the back, but like it's not like it's protruding all that much. And you know, this is an accurate design element here. The fifth wheel, fifth wheel. Yeah, he looks great. The main thing that could be seen as an eyesore for people, aside from possibly the backpack, is this whole assembly. It's not necessarily inaccurate. Ratchet does have some stuff around his head in the movie, just not quite to the degree that this is. I don't mind too much, and like I said before, I have this mistransformed just so it doesn't have those other pieces sticking up, so that may look a little odd, but I think it's better than him having borderline, like, I don't even know, like antlers or something sticking up behind him. As shown with the vehicle mode storage, he does come with the accessories of his cannon, buzzsaw, and missiles. So how you want to attach these is, I'm going to put his cannon on his right arm. What you do is kind of transform the hand back like you're putting it into vehicle mode. There's a tab here that slots into the arm. And yeah, simple as that. I think he looks really good with it. I've always liked the design of Ratchet's gun. It's just, I don't know, something about it looks super cool. And I love how, you know, it helps give the impression of the whole, you know, transformed out of the arm thing. It just looks really cool. Then to attach the missiles, you got slots here, and of course, tabs on each one. So, slot 1, slot 2. Those look fine. Granted, I'm pretty sure Ratchet didn't have missiles in the movie that I can think of, so you know, these aren't the most accurate thing that he has, but it's a nice option nonetheless. Last but not least, we got the buzzsaw, which, you know, it's two of them on top of the other, so you know, pretty cool. Then you got a tab there, and it slots into pretty much the same slot that this would go in, so you could have, you know, these on alternating arms, which is nice if you want to just switch it up a little bit. So yeah, Ratchet looks great with his accessories. They're super cool. There may not be much to them, but aside from the missiles, they are movie accurate. Moving on to articulation, this guy is pretty well articulated. There's a few spots where it's hindered by the combination of just the design itself and of course the kibble and whatnot. Going from top to bottom, his head can look mostly around. He can swivel. You got this collar piece that can turn too, It's not fully all the way around. Actually, yes it is. Haha. I was wrong. But then, you know, got that. He also has, bringing it closer, has that opening mouth, which has been pretty much a thing with the MPMs. So, you know, pretty cool. Shoulders go up that far. These bits here can kind of get in the way, so have a little difficulty of going around, but you can kind of get around it. You see, you can mess around with that a whole lot. Arm bends about that far back if you want. He can articulate fingers a decent bit, and both of his thumbs, yes, thumbs, same with Starscream, can move too. For the midsection, he does have a waist joint, which goes all the way around, which is cool. And he has an ab crunch. The only thing you have to watch out because it will mess with the panels here on the side, but you can give him an ab crunch, which is super cool. You'll just have to fix these whenever you're done. Then the legs, they can go up about that far, back about that far, knee bends here. You do kind of have a second joint, but it's mostly supposed to stay in, and it really only gives you that much because it can't go back much farther. So if you want to use the transformation joint, the foot can bend, and it's got an ankle tilt of about that much. Overall, I think this guy is very well articulated, and he can do some pretty good poses, so he's very solid. Alright, next up are some size comparisons, and going from oldest Ratchet figure to newest, here is the Desert Tracker Voyager mold. See, kind of like with the vehicle mode, it's pretty much the same size, and it's just crazy to me, you know, going from first Ratchet figure to the newest Ratchet figure, just how much better it is. It's honestly crazy. Next up is the Revenge of the Fallen Nest Deluxe. The Studio Series Deluxe, who is still really good for what it is. And being compared with his fellow MPM Autobots, here's Jazz. Bumblebee. Ironhide. And last but not least, Optimus Prime. Lift this up a bit here. So yeah, I think he scales pretty well. Here are all of the MPM Autobots together. This is a complete cast for the 2007 film. Of course, not counting something like, say, the old Camaro Bumblebee or the protoforms of the Autobots, but you know, all of the characters, and they just look fantastic together. These guys look awesome. From what I've gathered, there is a bit of a scale mess up in that either the smaller guys are too big or the big guys are too small. Just going by the scale, but I still think this doesn't look too bad. You know, maybe Bumblebee's a bit big. MPM Ratchet is a great figure with a few flaws. Both modes suffer from some kibble issues, although the vehicle mode doesn't really have any other notable flaws. The robot mode has some limited or odd articulation, and there is the light sections around the head. To me, those aren't huge problems and doesn't bring down an otherwise awesome figure. I'm very confident saying that this is the best Movie Ratchet that has been made. This is Joseph from Talon Productions. Please give this a like and subscribe if you like my content. Thanks, and have a great day. So, basically...